With the last round ending in a draw, here I present to you game 10. In this game 10, Ding Liren of China is playing the white pieces, while Domarajo Gukesh of India is playing the black pieces. Let's enjoy this beautiful thing the game has to offer us. Now, let me quickly put up the clock on the screen, the player's clock. So I think we can have it ASAP. I think there we are, and we are good to go. So, Ding Liren start with pawn to d4. We also saw Gukesh playing pawn to d4. We have knight to f6, knight to f3, d5, bishop to f4. This is a typical setup for the London system. Yeah, you got it right. With the intention to play pawn to e3, bishop sometimes stays on d3, or let's say e2, the ninth pawn, a nice structure with queen up, probably queen here, then king castles. That's a very strong idea. You know, it's a structure you want to attain, but your opponent's move can spoil this structure in the opening. All you need to do is to stick to your plan, then find a way to attain your structure before you start attacking. Then if you cannot get your structure, something similar and close to it may pop up. From there you can start advancing the game and changing styles. So what do we see in this position here? It is Gukesh to play. Gukesh played pawn to e6. Here, after pawn to e3, c5, instantly trying to break this chain. What most players do play is pawn to c3. If pawn to c3, then after knight comes outside, bishop follows, a castle, connects the knight, bring the queen out. Now, after c5, let's talk about the continuation played by Ding Liren. He played bishop to e2, bishop to d6, challenging this bishop here on f4. What to do? Well, the bishop is defended by a pawn. Natural, nothing wrong, everything all cool. So it's up to you that you drop the bishop back or you leave it there and castle. So from this position, it is clear. If it's me, I will have taken this bishop right away, queen take, and I will castle. But these are grandmaster's ideas. What did Ding Liren choose to play here? Ding Liren choose to play pawn takes on c5 first. I don't know, but I believe in this case now, if bishop takes, pawn take, you have a problem with the pawn structure. Then this can be an easy target in the future after maybe knight moves and queen follows. Perhaps there's even an instant move set with queen check. Queen check to the king, picks up the pawn. It's possible, right? However, in this position, what we saw was Gukesh played bishop taking. Nice. Keeping the balance, maintaining the scale, so nobody is falling for any form of a trap or going out of familiar positions. This position has been played many times, and the both player can categorically say something about this position because it is just simple. Yet the next plan is to keep the king safe as quick as possible, then develop the queen side pieces and the pawns. So c4 comes up, challenging the center. We have castling by Gukesh. Ding Liren castled. Knight develops, knight comes out, pawn takes pawn, bishop takes. It's almost symmetrical, but the difference between the position is just the bishop here on f4 versus the bishop here on c8. That's what is different with this position. If not, all the pieces, they are eyeing themselves like mirror, laterally inverted. So we continue from here by seeing the next move that Gukesh played. Gukesh played knight to h5, going after that bishop with the intention to create imbalance in the pawn structure on Ding Liren's camp. Bishop to g5, attacking the queen. Bishop drops back. knight moves. Here, knight comes back. Knight takes knight, bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes, bishop takes bishop, then pawn takes on f6. Structure has been destroyed. You know what? It looks as if black has damaged pawn structure. But if you play this well, you can still hold this game. So if anything is going to fall apart, it is not you blundering. It is probably maybe your opponent find the best move at the moment. For now, how do you coordinate your pieces? Black needs to get this rook into the game ASAP. This is just one move away and so many other concepts. What to do? First of all, it is white to play, which is delaying. He played rook on f to d1, challenging this active rook. This is the only active pieces in black's camp supporting the knight. The knight is active. However, the knight is out of number of good squares. For example, knight cannot use here. Knight will just take, and another issue with the pawn structure. Knight cannot come here. Pawn is there. If we say knight to hop to this square, for what reason? It's not coming to do any good. It's going to be kicked back by a simple h3. So challenging this rook, first of all, is a very good concept. Defended by that same knight that cannot move at the moment. So there needs to be an option here. What's happened? Bishop to d7. Then after rook comes in, we have bishop moves. Systematically, Gukesh have connected the two rooks. So, but I still prefer this bishop. Din Liren bishop to Gukesh bishop here for now. So, rook takes rook, rook takes, activating the rook on that active file. King comes in, king follows, pawn push. Now in this position, seeing that all coasts are clear, the purpose of a3 is to take away some squares for the knight to use to come closer to the white king. Very conceptual. It's just a concept that you can learn from. f5 follows, disconnecting the pawns and creating room for the king to enter the game through the dark squares if possible. Here we have king moves. King comes, then we have bishop. After knight move, trying to maneuver the knight and put the knight on good squares. You see, we have pawn push. Rook was played to c8 with an intention to, you see, challenge that active rook. See, when you watch Grandmaster's game, you will learn many things. In this position now, look at the rook was just sitting on d8, doing nothing. Now with the rook coming over to this square, it's challenging the most active piece from white's camp at the moment. Is the rook. If you check number of squares, the bishop covers 1, 2, 3, 3. In fact, it's just 2. 1. No, just 1. Rook is here from the black side. Bishop is here from the black side. Then pawn is here. Only 1 square, let's say 2 squares. While the rook is controlling a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's the most developed, most active. So with this kind of challenging, we have rook exchange of the board. Knight tries to remaneuver to the game. Knight goes off the board. Now, on that concept, you should learn from Grandmaster's game too, especially ones played at top levels like this. See, we have the same colored squared bishop. This bishop can never capture what's on the dark square. It's not possible. So the two players knows this concept. First of all, the pawns needs to be on the dark squares. And if there's any pawn on the light square, it needs to be defended properly. So what happened? b6 first, moving the pawn on light square to a dark square. Here king comes into the game. King follows. We have king. Now after this move, see, b4. Check it out. Dark square, dark square, dark, 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 dark square against a light squared bishop. Now this is on a light square. The base of this pawn chain, this chain is here. This bishop cannot get here at the moment. Never. No entry squares. Then it cannot get to this pawn. Next is to play pawn to h6, putting on a dark square. Then if possible, dark square, and that can happen. Eventually, we have seen a structure that gives draw, even if it has not ended in a draw yet. This structure is screaming out draw, draw, draw. So what happened? This is just move 31, and the clock is showing that the both players have equal number of time. Well, after this move, we see this king move. The intention is to support in the center and keep all structure okay. See, if a move like this comes up, like this, do you know what? The player will not capture. No, he won't. What he's going to do is he's going to come back somewhere here. Did you see why? So if pawn takes, pawn will just take. Pawn controls dark square, bishop controls dark square. Simple. So in the game, what actually happened was after this move, we have h6. After h6, bishop goes back, bishop goes back. You see, they don't want to move pieces. This is how this game ended in a draw. The two players agreed to a draw by repetition and with the position on the board. Nobody wants to push and lost the advantage. So this game ended in a draw, and this is the end of game 10, making each player have 5.5 points each. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, do not forget to smash the like button, and you can equally subscribe. See you in the next video, round 11 perhaps. Till then, take care.